climbers! Thanks so much for tuning in to our Hills and Valleys Incorporated channel, where we will provide strategic instructions that will assist learning individuals such as yourself to live your life with flourish, finesse, and flair. My name is Tammy, and I am the founder and chief strategic life refiner of Hills and Valleys Incorporated. I'm so pleased to introduce my organization to you and to tell you that we are an organization which provides personal development services focused on becoming your advocate to align your truth with your purpose and your passions. We need to develop the courage to pursue dreams beyond your comfort zones, and I will partner with you in the development of a Hills and Valleys Incorporated program that will be as unique and as special and as you are. I would love for you to connect with me so that we can continue and get to know one another and have different conversations. It's your time to move forward and to live your power. So let's connect. Today's discussion is about the next step. The next step is the very next step that you will take after you've already taken a step and finish with something else. The next step is all about striving to win a series of competitions. Yes, you are in a competition with yourself to do better, to be better, and to contribute better. You need to take center stage of your life and show up in your greatness. The next step is an extension of all the effort that you've put into your life to date. You need to move forward with the next step that honors you and truly aligns your truth with your passions and your purpose. The next step must be based on your authenticity, on how you live your life, and not on what is deemed popular. What exactly is the next step? Well, the next step is about keeping your future in mind as you embrace this particular moment and make this particular decision in life. The next step gives you an opportunity to allow life to support you by giving you permission to go with the flow. The next step allows you to recognize the beauty and the benefits of both the planned events and the pop-up events in life. The next step is about becoming resilient as you trust the process. What is it to trust the process? Well, to trust the process is to focus on living out your truth. To trust the process is to acknowledge where you are and the path that you are to take, which is important to remember that life is a process and there is no final destination. In your acknowledgement of the process, you must also acknowledge your inner feelings and your thoughts of doubt. You must acknowledge that massive achievements demands massive actions, and you must pursue that until it is time to see the fruits of your labor, and then you can revel in all your achievements. Don't get lost in the messy middle of your journey. Don't panic when you see things not going according to your plan, according to your hopes, and according to your dreams. Look back, see how far you've made it through from before, and trust the process that you will make it through again. The next step involves making a plan. Recognize that every day is not perfect and there is no perfect plan. The next step plan involves having a plan that will give you a blueprint that can encourage you during those moments. Those moments when you don't see any actions lining up to your plan, take a breath, smile, and review your plan again. Prepare for the next step that will bring you to your truth, which gets you further refined in increments of those moments. The next step is about creating programming for you that will give you the permission and the strength to embrace the unknown. The next step involves your collaborators, your associates, and those who are working jointly with you on any activity or project that you're working on to achieve your goals. The next step involves your cooperators, who are those individuals who will come alongside you to work jointly for the common purpose or benefit with others in a manner that will show willingness and agreeableness in a collaborative and cooperative manner. The next step is all about living with a sense of wonder, uncertainty, and flexibility to embrace and to honor the unplanned for moments. the next step is about being open to the infinite possibilities of what your the next step can bring. Your the next step involves embracing gratitude for what you currently have, as well as embracing acceptance of your current situation as you move forward with your the next step, which is an intentional manner of being, to be better, to have better, and to do better. It is important to take stock of where you are and recognize that before you take your the next step, where you currently are supposed to be, and that you have all that you need to take a successful the next step. Please note that the next step is not about being unrealistic with your situation. The next step is not about putting on rose-colored glasses and minimizing the picture that is shown before you. The next step is intentional, and the next step is purposeful movements for change to better. The next step is all about taking the next step during those difficult times, during those times of uncertainty, and in the times when your the next step will not be deemed as a popular the next step. Your the next step is about being okay. It's okay to feel behind, but know that you're not behind. Recognize that you are exactly where you need to be at this time and in this place within your journey. You may be undergoing great situations of pain, and it is uncomfortable, and it's an uncomfortable point in your journey. But please know that I'm only using the word uncomfortable to just signify all those bad parts of life under one umbrella and under one umbrella word. But I know that uncomfortable doesn't even begin to describe all the pain, the hurt, and the really terrible, awful things that are going on in your life right now. Life is filled with a lot of pain, but I encourage you to keep moving and to take the next step further away from that situation. Accept that this situation may be a part of the teaching point of your journey. This teaching moment may be helping you learn tools that you will be able to share with others as the teacher or a coach, which will help people endure and rise above the many different kinds of situations. So please take a moment to accept that everything can be turned around. Your the next step may be all about helping others take their next step. There is no loss of time and experience. There is just a way to try and put it all together in a manner that makes sense. So now, how do we work to put actions behind the next step way of moving forward in this world? First, let's look at how the next step philosophy can be implemented so that our resolve is to truly embrace the next step way of moving forward in life. The next step philosophy fundamentals are rooted in belief that 1. The next step is all about moving forward to accomplish activities from a place of feeling welcome, safe, accepted, and respected. You must embrace the fact that the only guarantee with the next step is that you can't orchestrate the future. 2. The next step declares that every individual has the ability to learn, and learning is not always taking place in a classroom setting or in a traditional sense and environment. In which there's a teacher and teaching and presenting lessons to a pupil or a student, taking notes and learning in some traditional sense. The next step involves learning, but it involves learning through untraditional ways and methods, systems, and environments. Many people, such as myself, learn best outside the realms of what may be considered traditional. The beauty of this the next step philosophy point and element is to recognize that the results brought about through these means are usually ways of identifying as unconventional, and they also involve outcomes that exist out of the bounds of the cultural norms. Of course, success to one is definitely not defined the same way as success is to the other. Therefore, the perception of how unconventional may be identified to others may only be referenced through the context in which it is discussed. Number 3, the next step involves striving forward in an equitable and fair manner through all types and all kinds of systems, conventions, and theories. Recognize that there are differences with people as well as with systems, but the focus here is to help shape the development, the refinement, and the implementations of programs, policies, and systems that are able to welcome the approach and that every individual has the right to access all opportunities that are out there in this world, especially the ones that will help them to move ahead and to experience success in their life. This, the next step element, goes beyond the niceties of fairness to active production of implementing the belief that the next step involves the fundamental entitlement that the universal basic human rights stands upon, that is a legal and social construct of equality treatment for all. Number 4, the next step, accountability measures, is all about your obligation and your willingness to accept responsibility for your actions and the next step. The next step is to clearly take steps of ownership that your success must be defined on your individual level. The next step forward is essentially about how you move forward to initiate steps that will take you on your journey to success and steps that do not look to the concerns of others, especially as to how their actions may affect your results and your outcomes. As I stated before, there is no right or wrong path, there's only your path. Therefore, moving forward on your path also means that there is no right, the next step, and there is no wrong, the next step. There's only the next step. The next step is always positive, and it will always bring you to the place to find positive, evidence-based support for your next great action. Continue with your next step and know that you will get closer to align your truth with your purpose and your passions. So climbers, thanks for listening. Keep on keeping on and live your power. Bye climbers!